What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing a film that I've never reviewed in this realm, and I'm talking about the Pixar Studios and Incredibles 2. This movie came out 14 years ago. I actually think I saw it once in 2004 when it was released. I don't remember much of it, but the other night I rewatched it with my son. He's 3 years old, so he's really into these Pixar animated films. And to be honest, I really had a great time with it. I thought this movie was phenomenal. Had a really great premise, great storyline, and great characters. Great superheroes with this cast of the Parr family, voiced by a lot of great actors. So I really enjoyed it, and the next day we went to see Incredibles 2 at the local theater, and again, had a great time with this. So Incredibles 2, being 14 years since the original film was put out, the second movie starts off with the end of the first film, with the Underminers showing up and wreaking havoc on the town. The Incredibles or the Parr family have to get out of their normal clothes and put on their superhero tights to fight the Underminer, which sets up the rest of the story. And with this, it's a continuation of the first film. It doesn't leave like this huge gap of time. It picks up right where it left off, with young Violet, Dash, Jack, and Bob and Helen. So it picks up right where it left off, and it was really exciting from the get-go of the film of, them taking out this villain, the Underminer, digs under the ground trying to get to the bank, and they have to stop him. And we have old coach back, Craig T. Nelson playing Bob. We have Holly Hunter playing Helen. We have Dash, Violet, and Jack. Oh, the lovable little Jack. I love that baby so much. He was really great in this film. And this time around, superheroes are still illegal. The public and the government sees them as a threat. We've seen with a lot of Marvel movies, superheroes are not for the better, they're for the worse. They're not here to help us humans. They're really a threat to society, and they need to be banished once and for all. So with that being said, the Incredibles and the rest of the superheroes are illegal. They're banished. They have to go back to normal lives and getting regular jobs and supporting their family. And Bob is still struggling. He doesn't have a job, as you remember from the first film. He threw his boss through the wall. And they're trying to figure out how they're going to make ends meet. They have a family to support, and they're really questioning their lives and what's next for the Parr family and the Incredibles. So it sets up a different kind of storyline that has a lot of heart, that really pulls your heartstrings, with a lot of people these days can relate to with society and, trying to maintain a job and keep a roof over your head. With Bob not having a job, the Parr family find a blessing in disguise. And it introduces a character, Winston Dever, played by the sleazeball himself, Bob Odenkirk. Better Call Saul is in this movie voicing this character, Winston Dever. Mr. Dever has a soft spot for the superheroes because his father really loved them, and he looked to them back in the day. When things got tough, he would call the superheroes. And, he passes, so Winston Dever wants to take on his really father's legacy to bring these superheroes out of hiding. And the superheroes are a really great group of people that are here to help society and help us all out when things get tough, when villains show up, like the Underminer, characters like that. They're here for the good. But this time around, it's really a focal point on Helen, played by Holly Hunter, and her Elastigirl. She's really great. She's great in this movie as well. Winston really wants to put her in the limelight and a focus on her to show that, these superheroes are really great. She's a mother, she has 3 kids, but she has to go out and fight crime, where Bob has to stay at home with the kids, which is, really kind of role reversal from the first movie. So, Bob's at home trying to raise the kids, teaching Dash math, the new form of math, which was really funny, which I still don't understand how to do. Taking care of the baby, Jack, introducing some of his superpowers, and Violet, she's a pre-teenager, coming across things that teenagers come across, like dating and trying to fit in and things like that. So Bob's at home with these kids and trying to keep his sanity while making sure they're taken care of, and Helen's out fighting crime. They put a camera in Helen's suit when she's driving the motorcycle and things like that, all these awesome action scenes, and she's kicking butt and fighting crime, and it's really going to show the world. It's like a marketing scheme to show that, superheroes are really great people and here to help us. And that introduces a lot of really great animation, a lot of great action scenes with Helen driving a motorcycle on this train. It's like going backwards, she has to stop it, and just the way that the animation was done in this film, it felt like something in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it was top-notch, and it really looked realistic. The animation over the years has gotten better and better and better, and Pixar keeps moving in the right direction when it comes to animation compared to like other studios making animated films. And Pixar is definitely top of the game, especially in this film. It is so realistic, just like the strands of hair in their head, and just like when they zoom in, you can see, you know, their clothes and things like that. It has all the lighting and the color schemes are perfect, and it looks really well done. And it's one of the best parts of the film is the animation is so ahead of its time. You know, it's come so far in the 14 years since the first film. We have Winston's sister, Evelyn Dever, played by Catherine Keener. She's his sidekick, you could say. She builds all the tech stuff. It's kind of different compared to her brother. He's more a person that's a spokesperson, salesman. She's like in the background. She doesn't like to be in the public eye. You know, and from the audience, you're kind of questioning her character early on. You know, she doesn't seem really sincere, and you're not really sure if she's good or bad, but you find out through, you know, from the second to the third act of the film that, you know, what her true intentions are. And with the first film, you know, we had Syndrome, that was the main villain, which was really awesome, played by Jason Lee. Really love that character, and, you know, how he, you know, started as a young boy, and he was turned by the Mr. Incredible, and he came to be the villain. This second time around in Incredibles 2, the villain is Super Slaver. That uses this mask, and he hypnotizes people, and, you know, overall the setup of the character was really predictable. I wouldn't say he's as great as Syndrome in the first film, but really it was probably one of the weakest parts of the film. Like I said, it was kind of predictable, and you could figure out what's going to happen and how everything really wraps up with that character. And one of my favorite characters, Frozone, played by Samuel L. Jackson, is back this time around, and he actually has a larger pivotal part in this movie. Has a lot more on-screen time, especially in the second part of the movie. It was great to see Samuel L. Jackson played an animated character and not dropping the F-bomb, which is really surprising, but he was really great in this movie. Partner to the Incredibles in trying to figure out, you know, catching the villains and fighting off crime. But overall, I love The Incredibles 2, you know, just watching the first one recently, going right into the second film. I didn't have to wait 14 years like everybody else. I watched it back to back, and I was really involved in this storyline and these characters, and I just really fell in love with them. And definitely one of the best Pixar chapters to date. I love, you know, the character Jack and seeing his superpowers as a young baby, and the ongoing joke is like, did you know he had superpowers? It was really funny, and seeing what he can do as a young baby. He was really cute. Dash was, you know, awesome as ever. Violet was great. And it was really great to see Helen and Bob back fighting Crab once and for all, and them all coming together at the end of the movie to stop the villain. And I really want to give major props to the animation team at Pixar Studios, because they are just the best in the industry, in my opinion. I mean, just the way that they animate these action scenes and the characters, the way they move and the lighting and the colors, it was just really well done. It felt like a live action movie. And this time around, it's more like a suspenseful spy movie more than it is like a kid movie. There's a lot of dramatic elements here, and I really appreciate Brad Bird for doing that as a director. You know, he was the director of the first film. He's done some other movies that are really great. But this time around, he really took his time. You could tell that he took a lot of time to craft this script to make sure everything was perfect. And you know, the final product was just so awesome, and I really had a great time with this. And overall, I just love all the action sequences. It just kept me on the edge of my seat from the beginning, and, you know, just the continuity of the storylines from the first to the second movie. It kept it going. The momentum was there. It pulls at your heartstrings. There's a lot of heart in this movie around this family, and, you know, doing what's right and what's next in their lives to make sure that they're all taken care of. I really appreciated that. And overall, I'm going to give The Incredibles 2 a 4.5 out of 5 hair pieces. So what'd you guys think? Have you guys seen The Incredibles 2? Did you go check it out in the movie theater? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Do you think there'll be Incredibles 3? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out with my favorite group of superheroes, the Parr family. Hey, Elastigirl, how you doing? Until next time, cheers!